Hey guys, welcome to the FA40 podcast here. I'm your host, Josh Proch, and today what I have for you guys is a couple holiday survival tips. So as we're heading into the holiday season here again, this time of year where we have, more get-togethers, parties, families in town, friends are in town, we're out holiday shopping, we've got, maybe eating out more, things like that, eating things that we wouldn't normally eat. But basically this month, just with the extra busyness and things like that, it can just make sticking with your fitness plan a little bit challenging. And so that's why I wanted to just take some time and talk to you guys today about just some tips to help you survive the holiday season here and use this month basically as a month to maintain so that when you start back into January, you aren't coming in, 5-10 pounds heavier, haven't worked out for a month or missed a ton of workouts or things like that. So our goal, this month for most people is just maintain it, keep that consistency, even if we're not getting as many workouts as we were before, in the months previous, but still having a consistent routine with things. And, just so we maintain that progress over the month and we can start the new year without losing any ground. So the first tip is setting a workout goal. So basically look at your calendar, look at what all you have going on and be realistic and plan how many times that you plan to work out. So maybe you feel like, all right, realistically, I can get into the gym 2 times a week. So our goal is going to be 8 workouts for the month, and this will ensure that you maintain your progress, and you really, you'll be ready to go in January without having to make up some lost ground. And one week of those 8 workouts, you might get 3 done, and next week you only might get 1. That's not the worst thing. You're still on track with that. And if you get an extra one in, and maybe if your goal was 8 and you end up getting 9 or 10, that's just bonus. That's great. The second tip here is basically to go easy on the booze. We're not going to tell you not to drink. We'd never tell you that because we'd be kind of hypocrites if we did. But, if you're having a couple Christmas parties, every week and, you're going out with friends, a couple times each week, the extra drinks can really add up on that. So, and then typically there'll be junk food on top of that and everything like that. And you might have, a little bit of a hangover the next day, so you're not quite as active and all that. Or maybe you skip your workout and things like that. So with this, what we recommend is kind of setting a weekly drink goal. And it's actually something good to do throughout the whole year. But we found for most people that if they keep it around 4 to 6 drinks a week, they're able to actually make progress and it doesn't really derail them too much. Before you have your first drink, we recommend eating before. Being a little bit full is going to help absorb some of that alcohol. You're not going to get as buzzed or anything like that as fast, which when that happens, sometimes you end up making not as good food choices. It's easier to have a couple extra drinks, all that sort of stuff. We always joke salad doesn't count as eating. That can, that doesn't isn't a good alcohol base necessarily. And foods that have like a little bit higher in protein, a little bit higher in fat content, they're actually a little bit better of a base when you know that you're going to be having a few drinks. In between those drinks, have a glass of water. And basically this just slows you down. It keeps you hydrated a little bit and things like that. It's one of the tricks that you can do is you can actually just, you can tell the bartender like, hey, just do like, water with lime in it or seltzer water with lime in it. And if you're drinking mixed drink or something like that, your friends aren't even going to notice that that's what you have. You can order your drinks. We recommend ordering them either straight up or on the rocks. What this will do is it avoids the extra calories from the mixers, which are typically a lot of sugar and things like that. If there are certain drinks that you like, there's typically skinny versions of those, and those are, will save you a lot of calories there. But really, when it comes to alcohol, drink what you enjoy. The difference between beer, whiskey, vodka, rum, any of that, wine, it's minimal. And if you're going to drink what you enjoy. There's really no, people always say like, oh, vodka is the best thing to drink or whatever with that. But if you don't like it, like don't drink that. Just drink what you enjoy, but just keep it kind of in moderation with that. So another tip here is just to make sure you keep getting your sleep. This will help with dealing with the extra stress through this time of the year, but it also keeps your body functioning properly. So keep shooting to get those 7 to 8 hours of sleep each night. And before you have a party, and if you know there's going to be a lot of like kind of not healthy food there, like maybe a lot of fried appetizers or sugary things, stuff like that. Before you go, just make sure eat before you go. Have a healthy dinner or meal or whatever. And then when you get there, you can still be polite and have a little bit of some of that stuff. But this way you won't be just tempted to sit there and eat, tons of stuff that you wouldn't normally eat. On the big days, like, Christmas, New Year's, and maybe a couple parties or something like that, eat what you want. These are times there's might be certain things that you just really enjoy and you only get a few times a year. Have those. Don't deprive yourself from them. One or two times, on these special occasions, that's not going to derail you. It's when those things become habits and you start doing it every day and having these treats every day. That's where you get into trouble, and basically the indulgence are no longer indulgence. They're basically just regular way of eating and a habit. That's when we get into problems there and we start gaining weight and gaining excess fat and things like that. And then since this time of year, you might not be able to work out as much as you have during previously during other, like November, October, summer, things like that. We want to make sure that we're working out effectively. So with time being an issue more than ever during the holidays, we want you to get the most bang for your buck when you do get those workouts in. So basically, research has shown that over a 12-week period, weight training will result in 6 pounds more fat loss than aerobic training. So that means basically prioritize your weight training. If you have to give things up, give up the cardio, give up maybe the yoga or the Pilates, but do the things that are giving you the most bang for your buck, which is going to be the strength training there, and typically total body strength workouts this time of year versus body part splits and things like that. Just make sure it makes it easier to get everything done. And then the last thing here is just, take time and relax. Enjoy this time of year. It's, there's a lot of fun things. There's a lot of, good memories, things like that. You see in friends and family that you haven't seen for a while. And, don't stress. Like, no one's going to care if the presents aren't, wrapped perfectly, if the house isn't decorated, just so, or got a strand of lights that keeps going out or whatever, just enjoy it and, be thankful for all you have and things like that. So take some time, relax, enjoy, kind of, give yourself some time, this month, a couple days and stuff too, where you can just sit down and just kind of read a book and just enjoy and relax, especially that week between Christmas and New Year's. I know a lot of people take off and things like that. So do some things for yourself and enjoy that there. So use these tips. You don't have to use them all. Take one or two of them, whatever, but use them and it'll basically, help you to stay on track and not, hopefully not gain weight over this next month here. And then we can start January fresh and ready to go and not having to make up for ground that we lost. So again, thank you guys for listening. If you enjoy these, be sure to share them with your friends, anybody like that you think might be interested. If you haven't rated or reviewed our show on Apple Podcasts, please go and do that. That helps us out. It helps us get in front of more people. It kind of lets the algorithm know that people are liking what we do. So until next week, I hope you guys all have a great week, and I will talk to you then. Thank you for listening to this episode. If you enjoyed it, be sure to subscribe to our podcast on Apple Podcasts and rate and review us.